On July 9th, 2012, Micah Welintukonis' life was changed forever. The Army paramedic was stationed in Afghanistan when he found himself in the path of a suicide bomber. After 2 weeks in a coma and a long road to recovery, Micah has made leaps and bounds, and he joins us now on Connecticut Style with his wife, Camilla. Thank you so much for being here, both of you. Micah, let's start with you. Take us back to the day when your injuries happened.
It was a pretty chaotic day. We lived with the Afghan police, and a motorcycle bomb went off, it was against the security wall, and the Taliban gained entry through there, and then gunfire pretty much erupted. We had another visiting team, and they were cut off on the other side of the compound. So shot, just a grazing wound in my arm, and then there were unknown injuries, so 5 of us went to go on the other side of the compound, and as we're going up a stairwell, one of the guys self-detated.
Did you see it? Like, did you know this was going to happen? Do you have any idea?
There's about a minute and a half, I'd say 2 minutes blackout.
Yeah.
Last thing I remember was heading up the stairwell yelling for Americans, because I wanted to let them know that, hey, we're coming. Because you don't want to just barge into a room and then you get shot yourself. And
we actually have some pictures from the stairwell in Afghanistan where this all happened. And are those bullets, or is that shrapnel? What are the holes we're looking at?
The holes are from shrapnel.
And you were going up that staircase, right, when it happened?
Yeah, the suicide bomber was closer to the wall from what I've been told, and I was just to the right of him.
And Micah, your rescue was captured on camera by National Geographic, so we actually have a picture of that as well. Were you conscious during this? Did you know what was happening, or?
Yeah, there's the minute and a half
Right.
Gap, and then I can remember afterwards, like I remember, actually open up my own door, getting out of the vehicle, getting onto the litter, and then there was some confusion because people were like, well, you're unconscious, and I'm like,
No, I'm not, right?
no, I wasn't, and thankfully National Geographic, there it is on the film.
Had it all captured, right? Talk to me about your injuries. They were pretty extensive.
Some of them are actually like unknown, so my knee still gives me issues. I don't know what's going on. My knee doctor can't give me an MRI for that. With my back as well. My left arm took a bunch of shrapnel. I still have over 2 dozen of pieces in it. I got nerve damage, and then I lost about 30 degrees range of extension, so I can't bring it out all the way, and then some inflection, mild TBI, pulmonary embolisms, and then as we were going through our paperwork, we found out I had actually had to be resuscitated twice. Really?
Wow. At least you're here, though, with us today, right? It could have been a lot worse. Camilla, talk to me about when you got the phone call that there were such dramatic injuries.
Well, the phone call came to me at just a little after 10 o'clock at night, and it was an 800 number. I almost did not answer it, thinking it was a telemarketer. So I finally decided I'll answer it. Sometimes Micah would call from 800 numbers, a calling card. So I answered, and the person completely, butchered my name. So I said, oh, you have the wrong number. I went to hang up, and they said, wait, no, hold on, ma'am. This is the U.S. Army. Do you have a husband currently deployed to Afghanistan?
Did your heart drop at that point?
Yes. So then I, sat bolt upright in bed and proceeded to hear him tell me the different levels of injuries and how they classify them, and my husband being the worst, and that they would keep me posted, and I'd be hearing from the next place that he'd be transferred to. I would be hearing from them shortly. So that was.
And your mom,
that was
you
it.
had kids at home. You were pregnant when this was happening.
Correct. Yes.
And what did you tell your kids?
So I waited till the morning, and I let them know that Dad has been hurt. We're not sure how it's going to turn out and when we'll be able to see him, but we're going to just keep waiting for the phone calls and find out from there.
And had the opportunity to take advantage of a Fisher House. How did you end up there?
Absolutely. Well, I ended up at the Fisher House at Walter Reed Military Hospital in Bethesda, which is where Micah was transferred. And when I got there to the hospital to see Micah, they do have lots of representatives that help you out. And one of them informed me about the Fisher House and said that, you know, I could certainly stay there. So they walked me over and got me set up, and the rest was history. I stayed there for a little over 2 months.
Really?
Yes.
And how important was it as a resource for you?
It was amazing because of the other families staying there, the whole camaraderie, you know, just having the people to talk to that are going through a similar situation, having a beautiful home to stay in. I mean, these homes are state of the art. I would call it a mansion, definitely. They just make you feel so at home, so comfortable, and it's just nice to have
It's
that.
free of charge also, which
Free of
really
charge.
takes a
It
big
saved
burden off of everything.
Thousands of dollars, and they even allowed for, you know, my mother to come stay, and a few of Micah's close friends.
Great.
So it helped.
You've been through a lot as a couple, obviously. Would you say that it kind of brought you together, your whole family?
Definitely, you know, you learn a lot more about each other, that's
do,
for
right?
sure. You know, the
Yeah,
stress.
I mean, it's, you know, just, you know, you go from a healthy 185-pound male to, you know, 130 pounds, you know, your bell is rung, you're drugged up, you're in a coma for 2 weeks, you know, and then there's been difficulties, you know, but
and me having to take care of him, I think.
Sure, right?
Because
You're
he
not
likes
used
to
to
be.
that.
And Micah is, as you know, he's a paramedic on the civilian side and a combat medic. So it's in his nature to want to, you know, help and take care. And
The roles had to
yes,
be reversed,
so,
right?
Right. So he had to take it from me.
And Micah, you're going to be dancing this year. How exciting! Are you looking forward to it? Have you been practicing?
I've gone to a couple lessons.
Yeah, a couple, huh? You have a big night ahead of you.
Yeah, I actually had to cancel yesterday's appointment. I was kind of under the weather.
Well, I'm sure you'll have time to make it up and show us
Yeah.
your moves. All right, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. To learn more about the efforts to build a Fisher House in Connecticut, you can visit fisherhousect.org. And